Muay Thai fighters first. Fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. From Yoda Martial Arts in Vail, Colorado, please make welcome Sean McGraw. And now, fighting out of the Farmers Insurance Thomas Swenson blue corner. From Pacific Warrior MMA in Pueblo, Colorado, please make welcome John Reedy. This 168-pound Muay Thai bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Referee Stephen Blair.
Here we go, fight fans. Battle of the Badges at the Grizzly Rose in Denver, Colorado. My name is J.R. Gordon with MMA Buzz, joined by Ron Goldstein of FightJobs.com. We've got our first fight of the afternoon about to kick off here, a 160-pound kickboxing fight. We have John Reedy wearing the blue gloves. He represents Pacific Warriors, featuring the Inyodo fighter, Mr. Sean McGraw. McGraw, of course, wearing the red gloves. Ron, going to be a great afternoon of action, and we are off with punchy-kicky time.
Oh, baby, these guys are getting into it right away. Look at this action. Reedy with a nice crack across the head right there of McGraw.
Yeah, threw it nicely on the separation. You hear coaches all the time saying, punch on the way out, and that's something that Reedy did there, and it paid off well for him.
You know, McGraw is really putting a lot of pressure on Reedy right out of the gates. I'm wondering if he's noticed something or sensing something that we don't.
I don't know, but he put his height to reach and reach to good use there as he cracked that head kick. I watched him warming up in the cage, and he was almost kicking above the level of the cage. So, excuse me, definitely a tall, lanky fighter with good flexibility. Oh, but now Reedy coming across with some good power.
Yeah, he is. And McGraw, one of the things I'm seeing out of McGraw is he's keeping that chin up high. I hate seeing that. But, I think that he's a little bit excited, obviously, coming to us from Vail, Colorado. So excited to put on a show here in Denver, but definitely keeping that chin a little higher than we like to see.
Not often that we have guys coming down in elevation to fight in Denver.
McGraw's doing a really nice job, though, of finding that overhand home for that overhand right hand that's landing on Reedy pretty steadily and pretty consistently. Oh.
And Reedy has changed up his game plan a little bit. He's stepped away from the speed and the continuous attack and going a little more on power. I see him winding up a little bit, planting his feet a little more, and trying to have just a little more solidity in his punches and kicks now.
I see the exact same thing. The only thing I also see is a lot of deep breaths from that. So end of the first round's just about underway, but a very nicely even match to start this show for Battle of the Badges here in Denver, Colorado at the Grizzly Rose. So as both of these fighters get to their corners here for some instruction, both of these guys are taking some good, deep breaths. A lot of action in that first round from both of these guys. Very much of a feeling out process with some added violence, which is what we saw here in that first round. Did you see the exact same thing, JR, or did you see anything different that I missed?
Yeah, the pace was pretty frenetic really early on. I think both these guys are pretty early in their fight career. And I think probably about the first 40 seconds of that round was just trying to shake out the jitters. And sort of, hey, this is what it means to really be in there in front of the crowd now.
No question about it, but I think that as we see these guys kind of settling down their breathing, getting their breathing down under the control, both corners giving them some instruction about get yourself settled into this fight. I'm excited to see what happens in this second round.
So Reedy in the blue gloves and McGraw in the red gloves. Round 2 action, away we go. And what we see now is McGraw loading up that right hand.
He sure is, and what I see from Reedy, too, was I think that Reedy is now looking to gauge distance a little bit better and keep McGraw at the end of his strikes, which is probably what he was trying to do in the first round.
Yeah, McGraw was such a reach advantage. And again, I talk about when he was warming up, he had that flexibility. Something else I noticed is he really extends his kicks. Not often that you see fighters trying to keep their opponent out on the end of their kicks like that.
No, you don't. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing Reedy's right hand. If that thing comes across and connects with McGraw, it could be a problem simply because McGraw's chin is really high in the air, and as the fight progresses and the technique goes kind of out the window, as fatigue sets in, those chins seem to stay up even higher.
Yeah, and the left hand is coming down on
That's right.
McGraw as well, so just sort of setting himself up as a target there. Let's see if Reedy or Reedy's corner notices that and they're able to take advantage.
I do love the way that both of these guys are actually mixing up their strikes with kicks, though. They're both doing it. You did reference, JR, that they're somewhat early in their careers, but I like what I'm seeing in terms of them mixing things up.
Yeah, good variety of punches and kicks. And not only that, but they're mixing their kicks rights and lefts and high and low.
100%.
And a good flurry here by Reedy. Able to knock around the chin of McGraw a little bit.
And now I'm seeing Reedy's chin getting a little higher in the air, and I hate seeing that.
Both these guys been beaten up on the body of the other.
10-second clacker goes off here as both these guys try to capitalize on the end of this second round. Reedy throwing some heavy shots, and that ought to do it for the second. Good little technical fight going on here. Both of these guys almost even in terms of technique and skill set. And I'm basically, this is coming down to one of those situations where whoever can land first is usually going to score those points. So this third and final round could be a very telling round. I do have it 1-1 actually at this point, unofficially, of course.
Ron's unofficial card. Nice of you to pretend it matters, though.
Exactly. No one cares what we think. Yeah, now we're seeing Reedy getting fired up in that corner. He's looking like he wants. Yeah, look at him go. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. You can see he wants to come out, put his stamp on the third round.
Referee Stephen Blea having both fighters touch gloves for this third and final round. JR, here we go.
And so we saw Reedy getting a little animated in his corner. Let's see how he comes out, and it is with a flurry.
So talk to me about the importance of kind of staying calm in there, especially with a tight, close fight like this.
Well, you need to make sure that you don't just flurry willy-nilly, so to speak, and leave yourself open to counters if your opponent's calm. What I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Reedy here is he's throwing hard, he's throwing fast. He's looking to empty the gas tank and make sure that he leaves it all in the ring, but he's not letting his technique go out the window.
Yeah, I actually see the same thing. I like the way he's keeping his hands up. I like the fact that he's cognizant of movement, and I love the fact that he's taken the opportunity to strike when after McGraw strikes. I like that.
Yeah, I think probably his corner was in his ear telling him the same thing that you said. Hey, man, we need to win this round. We think it's 1-1, so go out there and press the action, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And then, for McGraw, if you're Jared Hardy, what are you telling McGraw coming out for the third and final round?
Got to be just a little bit busier. Don't be afraid to throw your combinations. He's throwing one, maybe, at most 3 strikes. He's got to get in there with longer combinations.
I couldn't agree more. I want to see him keep that defense up as he's throwing that offense, regardless if it's punches or kicks. But I definitely want to see that defense up higher. That is a technical flaw at times, but again, it's very much, parallel with new fighters that are getting tired as the fight goes on.
And McGraw turned away a little bit in the last combination. Then this most recent one ducked out and had to take a few quick running steps to get himself out of problems.
And McGraw cracks Reedy with a nice right hand, but McGreedy hangs tough in that fight. I think there's 10 seconds left in this final round, and Reedy's putting it all out there, just like you said. Spits out a mouthpiece, and this fight is over. Good fight. Good first fight between these two fighters to get the action underway here at the Battle of the Badges at SCL in Denver, Colorado, baby. Both fighters feeling that they've won the match. Both corners, there to check on their fighters. Very, very close fight, I got to tell you. I think I'm going to give unofficially, this is my own scorecard, but I liked what I saw out of John Reedy, especially in the second and third. So my personal pick is John Reedy 2-1 over Sean McGraw. But again, this is a very unofficial scorecard. We're going to go ahead and send it up to the judges shortly here for an official announcement. But that's pretty much how I saw the fight, JR. I mean, you know, a veteran of calling over 450 fights a year, which is staggering. How'd you see that fight? Did you see it the same way, or did you see it going the other way?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, and especially the fact that Reedy came out in the third as strong as he did and pushed the action. He didn't land any super damaging or telling strikes, but the fact that he was controlling the action and pushing the pace definitely garnered him that third round.
Yeah, agreed. And you said it even, you even said it. You got to stay busy, especially as the fight wears on, if you really want to get into the judges' eyes and ears. I don't think that McGraw was as active as Reedy was, and just for that reason, I give it to Reedy, but we're going to go ahead and send it up to Sean for the official announcement.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Sean McGraw. Sean in the cage with Sean. Congratulations on the victory, man.
Thank you.
Took you through that fight a little bit. You got some distance on that guy. It looked like that's when you were at your best as well, when you kept some distance. How did you do that?
Like I said, I just try to stay as long as possible. Try to get as many crosses in. I think I flooded up his nose a little bit. And then he's a great fighter, so had a great debut.
Now you got your debut out of the way. What's up next?
Hopefully more fights coming. Hopefully Sparta will keep having me come back. Thank you guys all for the crowd. Thank you guys for coming out and seeing us tonight. We all love this sport, so I hope you guys do too.
Some sponsors you want to thank that got you here?
I want to thank my gym and Yoga Martial Arts up by Vale, and all my teammates, my coaches, and I also wanted to thank Trials MMA for helping corner me today. We had a little mix-up on my corner, so I don't really have any sponsors. So. And thank you, Sparta, again, for having me out here. This was awesome. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. Good victory in your pro debut. We'll see you again soon. Give it up once again for Sean McGraw.